Beast, the bear killer, Khabib Nurmagomedov.
That picked on his friend Arnaz.
The eagle. So, how do you think this fight is going to go?
How it should go.
How do you think it's going to go?
The only way that it's going to go.
Okay, Conor could knock him out.
He could.
If Khabib rushes in, how Eddie Alvarez did, how Jose Aldo did, he can knock him out. He does have the power to do that.
You know what I'm going to say. He is not Alvarez. He is not Aldo. And those were the times then. This is a whole different time, whole different situation, a whole different mentality, and too much stake is on the line. This started outside of UFC.
So what do you think is going to happen?
The only way it should happen, especially when you try to end it in New York, and you go to court in New York, and you got everything else going in New York, this is the only way it gotta go down. Khabib is about to wipe your ass up in the ring. That's the only way it has to go down. Because he already had your best friend Snowball, all right? He already had his hand around his neck with all those people and nothing was done. Your dumbass Conor, you come out of Ireland, okay? We forgot that he met up with Putin, right? I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. Okay, I don't care. And then he tried to diss Khabib in his own country. Listen, all right? The whole thing is fucking stupid. Khabib needs to go in that ring and really let him know what he was about to do to Snowball. He kind of should have left. He shouldn't even be in this shit. It should be between Khabib and Snowball. The two Russians. I don't understand how the Irish guy got this.
I think Khabib fights at a lower weight. He doesn't fight.
I don't care.
I think Khabib fights at 145.
Conor, you're dumb in so many fucking reasons. Let me tell you right now. And I'm not excusing my language. The hand truck with the truck at the Barclay that wasn't gangster. That was stupid. The only thing that was gangster was when Khabib went up to your best friend Snowball and he handled his business with his people. No, he didn't get in trouble and he still fought the same night and still won. That's how you come out smelling like a rose. You should have surrounded the bus. If you really wanted him that bad, you could have called only. You could have just singled him out only. Why did you create a scene, pick up a fucking hand truck, and throw it through the bus window? That is retarded. Now you put your career on the line.
You know what this reminds me
Dumbness.
of? This reminds me of like rap beef. Like,
and you see how in and out of jail and in and out the graves they go.
So
stupid.
This reminds me of like
you're making New York into stupid. No.
The Game versus 50 Cent.
He's from Ireland.
That's what it reminds me of. It's like it's transcending the sport. Like rap, it's transcended just the music. It became like a cultural thing where these guys just they have their crews and now they going at each other. Like the Diaz brothers are synonymous for having street beefs and fight. No, the Diaz brothers actually, they fight everybody. Nate Diaz slapped Khabib.
Okay.
So it's like even Nate Diaz probably slapped Conor at one point.
Fantastic.
Like the Diaz brothers is just straight.
But that's their shit. And they do it in the ring, out the ring, but they don't go to jail for that shit.
Cause
they know how to do it right. They know how to do it gangster. Cause they know how to do it gangster. The same reason why Khabib didn't get in trouble. They know how to do it gangster. My point is, and excuse me for being
crazy
loud,
bus felony, you need to learn something.
Conor and your dumbass crew need to go back to Ireland. Take your Russian friend back to Ireland, and y'all need to stay over there.
So you going for Khabib?
Dummy.
So you going for Khabib?
He's a dummy.
Okay, so as far as a fight in skills, right?
It has to be Khabib all the way.
How?
I don't even care if Khabib only knew how to roll around.
No, how do you think he's gonna win? It doesn't have to be him. I want to know how he's gonna win.
I don't know how he's gonna win, but I want him to win by either submitting his ass and putting his ass to sleep, or knocking him out and making his ass hit the canvas. No saving, no nothing. The ref, whoever the ref is, stay your ass back, because that nigga need to fall. Because they saved him for that Mayweather fight, and that shit is pissing me off. That dude need to hit the canvas. I don't know why he's being babied so much.
Well, there's no way they're gonna pull him out of this one.
Khabib, don't fuck up in training, man. Just
Okay,
make
that's
sure
a- that's- yeah.
make sure your goal is Conor and Conor only. You need to tunnel vision him. You want some help? All you do is just message
Khabib
me.
does have two issues. He had issues with his weight at one point. He had issues with injuries, and that's why he's been pulling out of fights.
Okay, so if he doesn't fight Khabib, who will be the next person he fight?
That's a good question. The whole thing with
Maybe it should be
Nate
Diaz.
Diaz fighting Poirier is to set up his next opponent, as in whoever wins between these guys and these. Oh, but then GSP threw his name in the hat.
But that's whoever wins between Conor and Khabib.
So if GSP could get ready for whichever one of them and jump in, if somebody cancels, that would be perfect, because that would save this thing, and they would still probably generate the same amount of money that they would have with the Khabib versus Conor fight. Because GSP versus Khabib I think would be a good fight and a big fight. Not as big as Conor and Khabib, but it would be a big fight. And definitely Conor versus GSP would be a huge fight too. I'm not sure if at this stage of MMA, if GSP is as big as a pay-per-view draw as he was back in the days. People who've been watching MMA for a long time know how good GSP is, but the new people who just started watching MMA when Conor probably came about is like they don't value GSP like the people who used to watch him before when he was on his tear and he was beating everybody. You know, he just resurged. He came back and beat the Bisping, and that was a good fight. He knocked him down, choked him out, damn near put him to sleep. And GSP is back, but is he still, or is he a star in America? I know in Canada he's the biggest thing, like he's the biggest thing in Canada. But in America, is he big as he used to be in America? I don't know if that is going to be that much of a pay-per-view draw, you know. But Khabib, I just hope he doesn't get hurt. I hope he makes the weight. I hope Conor doesn't get hurt. I hope he makes the weight. This fight is going to be one of the biggest fights in UFC history, in my opinion, especially money wise. Like, this is going to be one of the biggest pay-per-views ever, and it's just their skill set. Khabib is 26-0. Like, everybody who he fights, he mauls, takes him down. The Enson Barbosa fight is like the fight I look at like, wow, this guy is so good, because Enson Barbosa was a guy who I thought he couldn't beat because his kicks and his striking is so good. But Khabib took kicks to the head. He kept on coming forward. He took kicks to the body, kept on coming forward, and took Enson Barbosa down. He mounted him. He triangled his legs. He beat him down the whole fight. He beat him bloody, and that's what he said he wanted to do to Conor. He said he wanted to fuck his face up. He said he wanted to change his face to teach him a lesson. And he might just do that. He might hold Conor down and destroy him. But people were saying, like, if you do the simple MMA thing where you look at the fights and you compare, you go, okay, but Chad Mendes, what Chad Mendes did to Conor in the beginning of that fight on 10 days notice, Chad Mendes is not as good as Khabib. So that means if Khabib gets a hold of Conor, he's going to wreck him. But then Eddie Alvarez has good wrestling too. He just wasn't able to do it because he rushed in. And that's something that Khabib does all the time. This is the simple breakdown of the fight. But there's so many different factors with timing, and if Conor kicks him, would Khabib grab the kick and take him down just by grabbing his leg? Because he does that single where he drags you down and pushes you into the cage and grinds you out. So I don't know what's going to happen in this fight. I don't even know who I'm going for, because I like them both. Khabib is a beast, and to watch him it's like watching two masters of their own. They don't have different styles because they both are mixed. They both are mixed martial arts, but their concentrations are on different things. Khabib concentrates on his wrestling, and Conor concentrates on his striking, and they've mastered those portions, and they know the other portion as well. So it wouldn't surprise me if Khabib knocked out Conor with an uppercut. It could happen. It wouldn't surprise me if Conor submitted Khabib on the floor when he got taken down. It could happen. They both train everything. But the whole way that, if you want to simplify it, and if they're going to go by the tactics that they went by their whole careers, Khabib could take this guy and take him through hell for 5 rounds, and Conor could knock this guy out in the first round, in the first couple of seconds of the fight. So I don't know where it's going to go. What do you think, like skill-wise, what do you think might happen?
I already told you.
So she got Khabib. So I guess by default, I'm going to take Conor.
It's not by default. He was always going for Conor. It's not by default. He was going for Conor before the fight was even set up.
I like Khabib too.
Yeah, you like Khabib, but you love Conor.
Come on.
It was no default. He was always going for Conor. Trust me, because I'm never going for Conor. That's the only person for him to pick, and he likes him, so there was no default in that.
Okay. So what you want to bet?
Whatever you like. No dates, no nothing like that. It has to be just straight money.
Straight cash?
Just do cash. That way I can do what I want with it.
Oh, okay. $20.
Fine, I'll do what I want with it.
I have 20 on Khabib. Okay.
Then I have $40 to do what I want.
I got 20 on Conor. So I say Conor is going to win this one, probably by knockout. I'm not that confident in this one, though.
Should give him a belt.
I'm gonna tell you,
Pay the bill.
I am not confident in this one.
Yes, you are.
Because Khabib is a beast. Khabib, he took a spin kick.
Khabib is a beast, but every time you mention Conor, it's like, oh, but Conor, and he got that one punch. Only if he makes that one punch, that will make him like a world star.
He got more than
that one punch.
He got more than a punch. He does.
You see him cock it back. It's so obvious.
No. But the thing is, his timing and his distance management.
Is it that sublime that he's on top of the world?
You've watched his fights?
Yeah, I have.
And you even in disbelief that he won the fights that he won.
Absolutely. Especially the Mendez one. He didn't win that fight. He did not win that fight. He did not win the Mendez. You even sat here and talked about it.
Yeah, and I believe he won those fights.
And you believe he was getting waxed the fuck up.
He was.
Exactly. Because he did not really win that fight. He won it because he had to win it because Mendez came on 10 days notice and Dana White wasn't trying to have that shit.
But he won it. He knocked him out.
Because of Dana White.
Okay.
He didn't get knocked out. He touched him on the cheek and he fell.
So.
That's what happened. Watch the fight, guys. Mendez and Conor.
And, this thing about Khabib. See, Khabib took a spin kick to the head by Enson Barbosa. So, if you could take a spin kick to the face and keep on going forward, I believe you could probably go through anything. So that left hand might be not as strong. What happened between him and Diaz might happen again. He might hit Khabib with a bunch of left hands. Khabib's going to come forward just like Diaz did, take Conor down eventually, and wreck him for the rest of the fight. Of course, they say, every round, if he gets through the round, he's going to get stood back up and come out and have another chance. But Khabib, Khabib is so good. He's so good. I got to give it to him.
Let's just see what happens. This is going to be a really good fight. So it could go either way, to be honest with you. But if you
I wish we could be there.
It should definitely go Khabib way.
I wish we could be there.
Just poetically, it should go Khabib way anyway. Because of the stupidity and the ignorance and the ratchetness that Conor and that whole Russian Ireland gang over there did. It should be just poetic that Khabib win anyway. Just to sock it to Putin. Yeah, I took it there, definitely. Since Putin want to have Connor there, like that's supposed to be something, which is really nothing. To be honest with you, you're not doing anything to the U.S.
But to think
or Ireland.
how
Nobody
big
gives a fuck.
to think how big MMA has gotten. Like we've been watching MMA since it was on VHS, since it was hardly legal in any state.
Backyard fighting.
Now we have MMA fighters meeting with presidents. Now that shows you how far the sport has come. First, I think the first one to meet Putin was this guy, the last emperor.
It's funny, nobody's even trying to meet Trump.
No, Kobe Covington met Trump.
And how is that working for him?
So it's like
exactly.
but I'm saying from the sport, from the perspective of where the sport has been and where it has come, I'm proud to say that I've watched it go from the UFC 1 on VHS all the way to what is it, UFC 226, 228, whatever it is, like, and them to be meeting with presidents where they was looked at as barbarians at one point. Nobody understood the sport. They said, oh, this is barbaric, this is violence. And then, it was like, it was looked at as something that was like underground. Only people who was in the know knew what was going on. And now it's so mainstream, you got kids growing up learning MMA. We was used to the different styles, and just in the movies or video games, them competing with each other. It wasn't no real tournaments where the styles was competing with each other. It was like almost like a dream come true to see the first UFC 1, to see what's going to happen when a wrestler fights a karate guy. And then now there are no real styles. It's you might be a karate guy, but you have to learn how to wrestle, you have to learn how to grapple, you have to learn how to do submissions, you have to learn everything. So it's like that Tao of Jeet Kune Do being enacted. You know what I mean? Bruce Lee style is out there now, and everybody's doing it. So yeah, I'm proud to say that we witnessed the come up. Even though it's kind of shady. A lot of the things that's going on with the business side and the politics involved, but then everything ends up being a little stupid, especially like the boxing, especially with certain things. So yeah. So I guess anything else? We're gonna try to be at that New York one. I wanna be there, but we don't know who's the main event. We know Diaz is supposed to fight.
Why isn't that one of the main events?
I thought it should have been, but I think they say they're speculating that John Jones might come back. And that's the only person, like Brendan Schaub and some other people.
Right.
I think that's a good guess. Like if he can come back around that time and fight in Madison Square Garden, which he's from upstate New York, but he's still from New York. It would be nice to see John Jones fight in New York.
Fight who?
That's a good question. Like, it could be a rematch with Gustafsson. Me, personally, I
want to see that.
I want to see him fight Cain Velasquez.
That would be cool.
I want to see...
I do not want to see
John Jones, Cain Velasquez at heavyweight. That's what I want to see. That's cool. The fight to make right there.
But what if he's not at that to do heavyweight? Who would be the light heavyweight to fight him? There's
no light heavyweight at that level right now that is even worth... like John Jones even fighting. It would be Gustafsson. He's the #1 contender. Nobody wants to see that fight again. It's like, okay, yeah, some people would be like, oh, this is one of the greatest fights in UFC history, Gustafsson versus John Jones won. But I want to see him fight Cain. I want to see him fight Cain.
You can Blu-ray or DVD and re-watch the fight. Nobody wants to relive it again. Like, they're not even at the same times as the first fight. How long it's been? It's like been 5, 10 years. Come on, man. Come on. They got grandkids now. Nobody's even doing that.
What they might do is say, okay, whoever wins between John Jones, Gustafsson fights Cormier, and we know how that's going to go.
That's not going to even go down. He's already set to fight Brock Lesnar and then retire.
No, after that fight.
It's not happening.
He's not. I don't believe he's gonna fight John Jones.
He's not going to. And if he does, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to rag you all over this podcast because that's not a good decision. That's not a good decision. You already had your two. Leave it, yo. Just leave it. And leave the second one as though he has supplements. You need to just leave it as it is, yo. Matter of fact, just retire now.
If I was Cormier, I would not fight him.
Just call Boss Lesnar over for dinner and just tell him, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to retire now. Just do it now. Just fuck it. Go on vacation with your family for like 6 months. Just do it. Just do it. Find a good opponent for Brock Lesnar. Tell him you watch it and you be there. But fuck that shit. Your knees should be bad. Your back should hurt. That shit is crazy. With that gut you carrying, your back should hurt. Your lower back should hurt. His lower back hurts.
I'm going to ask Dana White, if you can put Cain Velasquez against John Jones, Madison Square Garden, heavyweight fight. It doesn't have to be for a belt. I don't care about a belt. Just let these two guys fight. That's a crazy backstory. You could say, oh, Cain Velasquez is Daniel Cormier's training partner, one of his best friends fighting his rival. And he's going to try to right the wrongs that happened, whatever. That would be, you could create that fight. So that would be a good fight. Cain Velasquez, John Jones. Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want to see. Madison Square Garden.
Hashtag Dana White.
So, anything else? That's it?
Yeah, for now.
Okay, guys, I guess that's all for now. We've been talking, I don't know how long.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
In our side conversations on UFC, MMA, and the bitchy attitudes that go with them.
So, God bless.
But you gonna flick them off.
Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. God bless.
Rastafari.
You guys just have a great week. We'll be back after. Well, we're gonna try to do this every Saturday. So we're gonna try to put this up every Saturday. So I know it's been a long time, but we're gonna be more frequent. We're gonna start like being different places. We're gonna start doing certain things. It's gonna be good. We have a lot in store for you guys. So stay tuned. Tell your friends. Share, like, subscribe, whatever, wherever we are, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, just share us because we're going to be bringing you some good stuff. I promise you. All right, that's all for now.
Till next time, guys.
Peace. Ha ha. Yoink.